Welcome to episode 2, Behind the Scenes. We're going to now get started into a deep dive into the revenue streams for One Home. Let's get started. All right, so how do we generate revenue? And hopefully you can't hear that, but these are the ways that we generate revenue. We went over it yesterday. Vendor subscription, the concierge gift, which is the gift here, and inside the gift is the loaded, and I didn't mention this yesterday, but this is the tablet that's loaded with everything the homeowner needs to manage their house. Title policy, warranties, anything related to that house is in this document, in this tablet. No more going through drawers anymore trying to find important documents. It's all going to be in the concierge gift. Of course, the number one vendors, the top vendors, are also there. And then the last way is the One Home certification. We actually have a new fourth way, which is a partnership that we're starting with Payrock. So we are going to offer credit card processing to our vendors. Look, we're talking to, and this is just Broward. We're launching this year. We're going to be in 10 counties by the end of this year. Broward's our first county, but in each county, it's 70 company industries and 2 companies per industry. So that's 140 potential revenue streams on that. And we're going to be talking to 140 and have a relationship with 140 company business owners in each one of the counties. So, you times that by 10 by the end of this year, and that's 1,400 companies. And I would say we're going to probably have a relationship with 400 or 500 of them, So offering payment processing as a way to save money for them is something that we're going to do. If it doesn't save them money, we're not going to even look at it. But if it can save their money and give them some cash flow, we're going to do that. And then we make a small recurring revenue on that. So over time, as we go throughout the United States into different markets, this partnership with Payrock is something that doesn't take any time or resources on our end. It's just the relationships that we're building. So I'm excited about that. All right, so let's go into first one, which is the vendors. Now, I will say when I started One Home, I made a mistake. I did it kind of out of necessity too, because I needed cash flow. I needed to make money. And how was I going to generate revenue? I'm going to say a hybrid of a technology company, which was One Home, and an agency, a marketing agency, which was what we did for the first 22 clients. I got 22 clients pretty quickly out of the gate, did a lot of networking events, did videos for them, edited those videos. I did landing pages for them, did a lot of work, but they paid a premium. They paid $640 a month, which is a lot of money. That wasn't a sustainable model. That wasn't something that they could do in other markets. And so also homeowners said, we don't want just one company. We want to have 2 options. And that's changed now. So now it's 2 companies per, and the ones that are the number one companies are my premium vendors. They're locked in at that. But other than that, everybody else in every market we go in is going to have 2 per category. And what we're going to charge them is $49 a month. Now, we're not going to do any podcast, any landing page, any press releases just on them. We're not going to market those companies. They're paying almost like an admin fee to be part of the platform. There's obviously not a lot of revenue in that at $49, but we do load them up in the app, and we put them in the tablet, and we deliver and market that tablet directly to the homeowner. So the value is incredible at that price, $49. But there's 2 companies in each category. When a homeowner requests service, the app sends out those 2 requests to the owner of the company or the manager, somebody high up, and then that person responds fast. If that person doesn't respond fast or is not showing exceptional customer service to the homeowner, who's our client, then they'll be dropped off the app, and we'll replace them with another company. So that keeps them on their toes and make sure that but again, we're picking companies that this isn't going to be an issue. We're vetting them beforehand, and saving a lot of time for the homeowner shopping, and they don't have to shop around and do that. But the key with this model, and why I'm excited about this for the vendors, the companies that are part of One Home, is that we're not casting a wide net. We're not crossing our fingers and saying, let's shoot for everybody and hope it, because that model doesn't work. That's the Angie model. We don't want that. Ours is very, very niche, and niche meaning where do people spend more money? What types of people, I should say, spend most money when it comes to home service businesses, whether it's painting, roof, pest control, kitchens, flooring, whatever it is. They're spending more money when they first move in the house. That's where they're doing upgrades and spending the money. So that's the angle we're going. And right now, there's over 20,000 houses that are on the market right now in Broward. And that's every house. And we're not targeting every house. We're targeting homes that are $800,000 plus. So if it's a $3 million house that's on the market, our One Home tablet is going to be in that home when somebody buys that. That's our model. So again, smaller, and it's about 3,000 homes that are on that, but that's still 3,000 people that don't have a pool company, don't have a flooring company, don't have a painter, don't have anything, and they need that, and they need this app more than anything. So that's what when I say preloaded on tablets, that's what I'm talking about. So this is our first revenue stream, and we're going to finalize the roster. I think by the end of April, we should have all of our vendors in Tri-County. That's not just Broward, that's Tri-County, because I'm interviewing and I'm doing a lot of work to find the right companies and the right people we want to build this with, so that's revenue number one. Revenue number two is the One Home Concierge. That's the gift that I was just talking about. Now, our model on this is again, we're not selling one. I'm not looking to sell one of these. That's not what we're looking to do. We're going to sell packets of 10, 20, 30, 50, 100, and we're going to sell them to a company that then can offer these as gifts throughout the year. Obviously, a real estate company is what comes to mind first, but insurance, like luxury homeowner insurance companies, title companies, they do the closings. It could be a builder, a custom builder. They build a house, and that's a great gift. So throughout the year, if a builder is going to build 13, 15, 20 houses, they might get a group of 10 boxes and buy that. What they get when they do that is access to, and they get their own portal, and we've built this already, which I'm showing you now, where they can add a client to it. So let's say, and all they do is go here and put whoever their client is. And again, this is why they'll have a set. Let's say they do 10 of them for the year, and they get incentivized as they do more. I'm going to do some really incredible things as far as value that I'm going to give these companies that I'm partnering with, because this is a big part of the revenue model. Because remember, we're not the revenue model; it's a big part of the business model, because the revenue is going to come in, and we charge $500 for a box. And again, it's a volume play. So if they get 40, 30, they get a discount off that. But the real value is that's going in a home. That's getting our vendors in it. So we're handling so much. Not only is that company, whether it's the realtor or homeowners insurance company, not only are they getting a ton of value by offering this to their client, but we're also benefit from it because it's going in the house. So it's a win-win across the board. And I have 12 of these right now that we're going to be working with. We're handpicking some real estate agents and a wealth manager and a few different companies that we're going to go present this and share this with their teams, because we want the salespeople to use this as a tool to generate more business. We're also going to be marketing whoever our partners are that buy these, and again, this is what this website is. We're going to give them major exposure because these companies truly care about their clients. If they're going to be going out and buying this and giving that as a gift, we want to let everybody know that that's the company that bought that. So they're going to get great exposure from that. But the way it works is they just create this, they fill this out, how they want to contact, their closing date, if they're closing, if it's a real estate company. Is it a new home purchase? Yes. Listing gift? Yes, it is, whatever. And then next. And then it's got property address. And it's got, you just fill this out. But then once you hit submit, remember, you've already pre-bought these. I'm selling these as packets ahead of time. So they'll have them for the next, well, there's no expiration date. They can use it any time, but for the next 12 months, pretty much, they'll be able to, they'll be able to send these out on their own without having to call and say, hey, we need to order this. They just go on their portal, hit enter, and then we deliver these right to the homeowner. Or we can bring it to the company and they can deliver it to the homeowner if they want to. But talk about an experience. That's going to be a really special gift, and for some very cost effective. It comes with the tablet. Everything's preloaded. I mean, it's just such a good deal. So that is revenue number 2, which is the concierge gift box. And by the way, I keep mentioning new homeowners. This could be anybody. So if it's a pool company that's got, luxury high-end routes that they're doing, and they want to give a really good gift to some of their maybe companies, clients that are 10 years with them or something, whatever it is, they could give these. It could be to anybody. So there's that. That's that one. Oh, let's see. And then revenue number 3 is the one home certification. So this is for existing homeowners that want to manage their house better, and they want to make sure that the maintenance is it's proactive versus reactive. And this also comes with a concierge box. We give them the tablet loaded, and then when they hire us to do this one home certification, we actually document the work that's being done. So we take pictures of it with the iPad, and it goes right into their app. So now they have everything. They have a record of everything. The Carfax analogy. And so that's the one home certification. And the price point on this all depends on what they get, because again, we have 30 different items that we could potentially do. So if they choose all of them, then they pay a premium. But we've made it pretty simple where it's a $5.99 fee, and then we pick 4 of the items that and if they added $200 to it, then they get the iPad with it, or the tablet with it. But if they don't want the tablet, they have enough, let's say, then that would be $5.99. But we pick 4 items that are, so garbage disposal, the dryer vent, things like that we do the work, we document, and if they wanted more, then it would be a little bit higher. But that covers us going out there, documenting in the app, giving them it's a really good deal. But again, accomplishes 2 things. It gets us in the home, which is great for our vendors, great for the top 2 vendors that we have. But it also, it gives more value to the homeowner, because now they have a record of everything that's been done to that house. So that is the 3rd one. And then I mentioned the way how we're going to handle the Payrock. So I'll just touch a little bit on that. So eventually, the long-term goal for one home is that homeowners can actually go on there if they wanted to get a pool, a roof, or something. They could do it from the app. We're not there yet. That's probably going to be in 2027. But that's the plan, is that it would be a tool that they can actually do and get, over. They could get it at any time. They could just basically purchase directly from it and use it as a payment a tool. But we're not there yet. But that's the plan long term with them. For now, we'll use Payrock as a way just to say, hey, here's our a referral, and as long as you could save that vendor money, then they'll probably switch with you. And if they do switch, then one home generates revenue. So that's the fourth model of how we're going to generate revenue. But before we jump ahead to that, let's get into what's going to happen in the next episode. And we're going to start doing sales, because I mentioned in the first episode that I got to get away from the computer. I got to get more in the relationships and getting in front of people. I'm a rainmaker. I need to talk to people. I need to get out. And it's hard to do that when you're starting a business, because you're wearing so many hats and you're running all over the place. But realistically, this isn't going to work if I'm just sitting in front of a computer doing it, because business isn't getting done. So I'm going to be doing concierge sales, and I'm going to wear these meta glasses, and we'll put these things on, we'll turn them on, and you'll get a first-hand look at how I'm selling using the meta glasses. And I'll walk into real estate offices. I'll have some appointments, but I'm gonna document all that, and I might need a little bit of time editing that, so that'll probably come out on Monday, but instead of tomorrow. But I'm gonna be making a lot of sales with the meta glasses. So anyway, that is our episode for today. Thank you so much again for attending. This is episode 2. These things will improve every day, but I hope you get value from it. I hope you learn a little bit of mistakes that I made, like I said, what I did to fix it, and hopefully it's a learning experience for some of the entrepreneurs that are out there. And by the way, if there's ever any advice or recommendations that you have, and you see someone say, "Hey, I think this could," I'd love to hear it. I mean, I'm like a sponge. I don't ever claim to know everything. I'm far from that. So I bounce, and any ideas that can be bounced off of, come to me and say, "Hey, I like this. I think you should do this. I want to try this or do this." I'm all ears. I love it. So thank you again, and we'll see you most likely on Monday will be the next episode. Thank you.